Welcome to Who Wrote That Up For You, a daily podcast that shines a light on the American justice system and its role in empowering the powerful to take from you. The justice system is the only branch of your government where an individual rather than the collective can make the system act for you. It puts power in the individual's hands, but it's broken and being used against you at a time when you need it most.
Welcome to Who Wrote That Up For You. Today is Wednesday, September 14th. I am Courtroom 5 co-founder Sonia Ebron.
And I am co founder Deborah Sloan.
We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. In just a few moments, we will hear from Elizabeth Richardson. She's a lawyer in Arkansas doing some really interesting work there on police traffic stops. And a little bit further in the show, we'll hear from Eduardo Gonzalez at the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, working on their civil justice project. So really excited to talk with them on that. Before we get there, Deborah, what is on your mind today?
I want to talk a little bit about the issue of the day every Wednesday for the next few weeks. I want to cover the general topic of things that make pro se litigants lose in court. We know this. We we have some knowledge about this because we've lost a lot in court. We've won a lot, we've lost a lot, and we've watched other people flounder. And so the purpose of this is to kind of help other people avoid some of the mistakes that we made. So one of them is don't. One of the rules of thumb that we use is don't rely on opposing counsel to give you information to help you with your case. Um, we witnessed a pro se litigant coming out of a courtroom with a lawyer who had just won basically a one on a motion to dismiss from that uh, regarding foreclosure from that pro se litigant's wife. And he had just lost, and he's coming out of the court asking the attorney what he should do. And basically, the attorney is like, uh, do whatever is good for my client. And so, one thing we want to try to help you avoid, or to help pro se litigants avoid, is going into a situation where they're on the losing end. And that is one situation on the losing end where you will ask a lawyer from the opposing side what you should do.
I think we've seen that sort of thing a number of times. When you come to court, often there's a full docket, a whole bunch of people having hearings at the same time. And judges know and clerks know who's going to give the judge the toughest time. So we typically have to wait until everybody else is done, and we get to see, everybody else essentially being less prepared, I guess, than we tend to show up. And so, yeah, we have seen that a number of times, and it's terrible. People should understand you're not showing up to court to mediate a settlement or figure out what to do. You're there to fight and to get the court order you want that day. And you got to understand your opposing party's lawyer is there to do the same to you. They're not there to help you. That's for sure. They're there to yeah. That's
Exactly.
I'll look forward to hearing more about those. Well, fantastic. Courtroom Five. Our podcast is sponsored by Courtroom Five. At Courtroom Five, we believe the courts belong to the people, in particular to the people who use them. And we, the people, are coming to claim our courts. And so if you're in court without a lawyer, or if you need to sue someone and you can't afford a lawyer to represent you, get yourself over to courtroom5.com and try it for free. We want you to just explore it on your own and see if it might help you out in your case. All right, fantastic. Then, with that commercial break out of the way, let's bring on our first guest, Elizabeth Richardson. Hi, Elizabeth. Great to have you on the show. Elizabeth's a lawyer in Arkansas doing some great work there on police traffic stops. Tell us about your project, Elizabeth. Oh no, we can't hear you, unfortunately. I can't do anything. Yep, we'll give you a second there. I can tell you, Elizabeth has a wonderful project in Arkansas called Dispatch Justice. You'll find it at dispatchjustice.com. We're hoping to get your audio on there as soon as you can. No, no luck there. Oh my, yep. This is. I'll just pick some fun at Elizabeth here. You're not the first lawyer we've had with tech challenges. I know they don't. I don't teach. They don't teach you all much about tech here. That's okay. I'll just rep what little I know about your story. Elizabeth joined us at the Justice Technology Association. You'll find us at justicetech.association.org, where I learned about Elizabeth's project. DispatchJustice.com is an effort starting in Arkansas that would transfer nationwide to help people who stop by the police in traffic situations, bring a lawyer on in the moment to help them sort of navigate that interaction with police. You know, people end up being charged or mistreated on the streets or any number of things. We all know can happen when you stop by the police. And so, this is there in Arkansas, getting a bunch of lawyers who are willing to just spend 5, 10, 15 minutes available to people, to her subscribers, with, just by video camera so that they can watch and engage traffic stop. Maybe the police officer understands you have a lawyer right there on your smartphone. So they get to get with them. Hope is that we don't lose history. Yeah, looks like we won't be able to hear from Elizabeth directly. I'm sorry about that, Elizabeth. We will nonetheless share your information on. Oh my, I think we have some audio here.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Right.
All right. So if I can't navigate Zoom, how do we expect anyone who has zero training to navigate the court system? That is like
There
the
you go.
fundamental.
That's the point.
No,
There
it's
you
really
go.
good. It's
All
a use
right.
case, right?
Great
I'm a
segue.
lawyer. I'm an intelligent person by all definitions of like what intelligence is, and I can't figure out where the microphone button is or the settings key. And if I can't do that, how do I expect someone who's never used a computer or the internet to navigate e-filing? So I do have like a soapbox about e-filing and how I worry that it is going to did like obstruct access to the courts, because if you require someone to file online, and this came from me watching someone in the law library try to figure out how to create a Word document, and she Googled it because she didn't know that there was Word and you click the icon. And she was older. This was years ago.
Wow.
Had a flip phone. Probably didn't have access to the internet at home. Wasn't on the horizon. But if she can't do it, how am I? Because I'm required to e-file. Like, and I have trouble e-filing with art. And no shame, no shade on the Arkansas court system, but it's inconsistent, right? So if I have problems with the inconsistency of our file, then and someone who's never used the internet before can't figure it out, why are we requiring it? So that's just sorry, not
There
to
you go.
not to go down a rabbit hole, but like
Not
technology,
at all.
there's
No,
good and
no.
bad of both coins. So I'm Elizabeth. I'm just gonna go into it. I talk fast. I'll try to be more slow.
We do
Um,
have about a minute left, so
Okay,
absolutely.
so actually, Courtroom 5 was one of the first use cases. I was so proud of you guys when I saw that. One thing that you didn't cover that I would like to say is that we want to help defendants build their case and take that information to whichever attorney they hire in the future. So in the same way, I think that Courtroom 5 works, if you ever want to talk offline. But mainly the thing to say is that we're here to help guide our members through interactions with the law enforcement to help mitigate an unnecessary entry into the criminal legal system. We can't fix it. It is broken. My advice to pro se litigants who have criminal cases: go sit in the district court where you're going to be seen and just sit there for 3 hours and watch it. And that's how you can learn how to get stuff done. So, and it doesn't really, it's, time, you have to navigate how to get to that place. But I learned the most about how the inequities are real by sitting there and seeing the defendants sitting in, that were detained, sitting along in the jury box, basically, from when they've been brought over. And the last thing I want to say is, and this comes back to, is when I worked for the Innocence Project, so many of the people there took pleas because they took advice of the
Mhm.
prosecutor, basically, right? Because they were right. It just, if I had more time, I'd love to go down that rabbit hole in any forum anybody wants to. But my name's Elizabeth. Our company is Dispatch Justice. Um,
That is
and the best way to reach us is on Twitter and LinkedIn. But only like this, if you have projects, we have a resources page that we're dedicating to lifting up other projects. We are not focusing on content, so we don't care to reinvent the wheel. We want to let y'all do your thing and then focus specifically on the interaction between the user and the law enforcement official in real time.
fantastic.
Great.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
DispatchJustice.com. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for coming on. We'll have you
Thank
back to
you.
talk about all of those.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course, of course. Thank you guys. I have
Yes.
so many things. I was just nodding along, so I'll you do what you leave.
That's fantastic. Really, really appreciate that. Good luck to you on Dispatch Justice there.
That's
Uh,
great.
Fantastic. Deborah, so what is our challenge? Who won our quiz yesterday?
Okay. Each day we present a litigation issue, and we announce the winner of on the following day. So yesterday's quiz was, let me get it up here. If you're injured in a car accident, what are the four things you must prove to make the other party liable? If you're injured in a car accident or any kind of accident, um, you must prove that that person had a duty towards you. They breached that duty, that they caused you, and that they caused you some harm. So duty, breach, causation, and the winner is Jamie Umura. Congratulations, Jamie. All right.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
All right. So let's share then today's quiz question. Today's quiz, as you can see that on the screen there. What can happen if you file your complaint in the wrong court? So to take the challenge, send your responses to quiz at courtroom5.com. And then if you win, we'll announce the winner tomorrow.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to hearing that. These are great, great questions.
All
Uh,
right.
Fantastic. So let me just share with you. We are always happy to hear from our customers, and I love telling their stories as much as I can here. When Angela reached out to us, she didn't tell us what her lawsuit was about, just that she felt isolated and overwhelmed in the case. Like any reasonable person, she wanted a lawyer, but she simply couldn't afford one. Before finding Courtroom 5, she knew nothing about writing motions or pleadings, nor did she know which motions or pleadings to write at any particular time.
Mhm.
But the first time Courtroom 5's robot, Sylvia, pointed her to relevant lessons in our library, she became more confident. All of a sudden, she felt she knew what to do. And this is what she wrote to us. I quote, "This site is very helpful to someone like me who does not have the financial means to pay for legal fees. My husband just got laid off from his current job, so paying for attorney's fees is not an option anymore. Your site is one of my sources of courage and knowledge. I appreciate your help so much. May our good Lord continue to bless you all with knowledge and strength." End quote. Thank you
It's
for
a
that,
great
Angela.
testimony.
We take these prayers to heart. All of us work way too hard at Courtroom 5, and we're happy to do it. But hearing testimonials like that really, really helps us keep going. You will find Angela's comments and other testimonials on our website at courtroom5.com. At Courtroom 5, we believe the courts belong to the people, in particular to the people who use them, and we the people are coming to claim our courts. And so if you're in court without a lawyer, or if you need to sue someone and can't afford a lawyer to represent you, get yourself over to courtroom5.com and try it out for free. And let us know if you find something useful there. All right, fantastic. With that commercial break, I want to bring on our second guest, Eduardo Gonzalez. Welcome, Eduardo.
Hello. Thanks for
It's great.
having me. So good to be here.
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful to see you always.
Eduardo.
Hello.
Absolutely. Eduardo, what do you do at the American Academy of Arts and Sciences?
Sure. And thanks for having me. My name is Eduardo Gonzalez. I'm the Programs Officer for Civil Justice at the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. There, I am leading a 2-year implementation phase of a recent project that had several recommendations for how we can improve the civil justice system in the US. The primary push of the project that I'm working on is trying to figure out um, a coordinated national strategy for connecting the kinds of initiatives and projects and resources that exist in every state to themselves, and then trying to get sort of some national cohesion on this sort of work to make sure that the providers have the help they need, but the legal system is also taking into account the voices of the people that they impact at the local levels.
Oh, that's
Great,
fantastic.
great.
As I look at the civil justice system and the access to justice crisis, there seem to be so many disparate pieces, unconnected pieces to it. Everybody working on different sort of shards of broken
Yeah.
glass, if you will, right? Disconnected way. So I'm really excited to hear that the American Academy of Arts and Sciences has taken this work on of connecting some of those shards of glass so that maybe we can get some more coordinated assistance out there. You have a deep background in access to justice issues. You want to share with our audience just some of the places you've touched upon? I know you're a lawyer and have.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I'm the lawyer on the side of everybody who's dealing with a really tough legal system. Since I graduated law school, I've worked as a legal designer, and I helped a Legal Innovation Lab work with the legal aid organization to make video games for people who are representing themselves. Thanks
Wow.
to my experiences there, I was able to work at Georgetown in a more research setting to really figure out what's going on in the nation, what sorts of conditions and sort of policies within a state enable these sort of civil justice resources and help to get deployed. And all of that has sort of built into the work I did most recently with the Self-Represented Litigation Network, which brought together civil justice professionals in the front lines, working with people to surface those considerations and the barriers that really impact whether or not a resource is accessible and the kinds of voices that don't often get heard in circles of sort of lawyers and judges trying to improve on a system that works mostly for them.
It's awesome, and I was so happy to work with you there on that last project. I know that it was your impetus that brought together the Justice Tech Entrepreneurs Working Group, which is one of the ways we work together. So just really happy to hear this work. I must say, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences doesn't hire just anyone. You really have to be at the top of your game to play with them, and so I'm just really glad they found you and they're putting you and your talents to this effort.
Thanks
Where
so much. Yeah.
where can people find you online, Eduardo?
Yeah, so my Twitter is dedicated to access to justice, so it's very easy to connect with me there. It's A2JEG, and that's access to justice Eduardo Gonzalez, right? But that's the easiest way. And I just have to say, I think the work that you all do in connecting directly with people experiencing problems that are unlikely to have lawyers is just so fundamental to this work. And I'm just so glad that I have the role that I have, since working with these frontline health providers and bringing it to just really high, levels of academic research and this sort of big strategic work. I feel like I've been able to give some context to where those sorts of policies end up affecting the people at the ground level, at the county court, dealing with the case that they just got in the mail. So I feel incredibly privileged to work in this space and to have people like you in my network.
Fantastic,
We're
fantastic.
so
Thank you.
happy to have you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's keep connecting the dots. Let's keep connecting the dots.
Always.
We're gonna crack this. Thank you so much, Eduardo. We'll have you on again soon.
I'd be happy to.
All right, fantastic. That is an incredible couple of conversations that we've had here with these very talented, both lawyers, working on access to justice issues and trying to make the system work better for us.
One thing Elizabeth said, and I didn't want to say it, I didn't want to interrupt her, but one thing she was saying was that people who have a criminal case should go to court and watch the cases and see and get some idea of how it will go. Same thing for civil cases. Same thing. If you have a trial coming up, visit the courtroom, visit other trials, and just see how it goes. You'll do much better.
I love it. I love it. That is such good advice. That's our legal advice for you today.
Yeah.
Although we don't get legal advice, we're happy to have a couple lawyers here to do that for us. Fantastic. As always, we will see you on tomorrow. If you like this show, please find us on Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast. Give us a review, and hopefully we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Are you feeling beleaguered, angry, or afraid, as if things are spinning out of control and you're powerless to stop them? It's easy to just let things slide and hope they don't get worse. But they often do get worse. The thing is, you're not powerless. Our courts belong to us, and their purpose is to give power to the powerless. Don't let your grievances pile up without redressing them. You can handle this in court. Or, if someone takes you to court, you can take them to school.